Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create a smooth and modern side drawer in Blazor with no flickering, no extra space, and a seamless sliding transition like this. It opens smoothly and then closes. So side drawers are super useful for building navigation menus, setting panels, filters, user profiles, and more without cluttering your main UI over here. So in this video, I will walk you through how to implement a side drawer that smoothly opens and closes, prevents unwanted scroll bars, and looks professional as well. So whether you are building a web app or a dashboard, this is a must-have UI component. Make sure to watch till the end, and if you find this useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more awesome Blazor tutorials. Okay, so all right, let's get started. Okay. We will create a drawer now, drawer component, custom component, and we will create this into the layout because it makes sense to put this into the layout because it has a layout, it has a drawer, it has a body. So okay, so let me create, let's name it drawer, the corresponding C# file, and the style sheet. Okay, we have ready files now. So our drawer will have two parts. One is the main body and one is the drawer, which will slide from right to the left side and then go back to the right side. So um, let's create the parameters for the custom component. Okay, uh, so template, so we need to have a template, so we can say public render fragment body template. It will hold the body of the full drawer, not only the sliding part. And then also the drawer part, which will be moving from right to left and left to right. So let's start this target template. You can name anything of your choice. So main body and the drawer part. So we have that already over here. And then we also we can set the width of the drawer also, so that if it moves from the right to left, so how much width it should have. So that should be flexible so that you can set. It should not be fixed because sometimes you need more width, sometimes you less, so you can set that. So we can call this parameter property drawer width. Okay, so initially let's have it 25% of the width of the full component. Okay, and so that is it. And we also need to have a flag which will toggle, means it will show the drawer and it will hide that drawer. So we will have that. So let's have that as well. Okay, so it should be boolean public bool is open. So it will decide in the UI whether the drawer is shown or not shown. So these are the basic properties we are needing, and then we will have more if needed. Okay, so the HTML part of the drawer is very interesting actually, and very simple as well. So we have the main wrapper, okay, and then which is the wrapper of the full component, and then we have the body. So we can say over here um, body body template, body template. So same way we have a drawer, um, okay, um, target template, okay. So we have over here, but we are not done yet. We need to give the classes also to this one so that they behave the way we want them to be. So main wrapper you can call drawer wrapper, okay. So it's the wrapper, and then we also need an overlay also over here um, which will overlay on the body, so some shaded, so it means that drawer is in focus. So once we close the drawer, the overlay will be hidden, okay. So this one, so and then overlay, we can have a class, maybe overlay, okay. Okay, so these are the classes uh, we need basically, and I have already extracted those classes to save the time, so which are not so difficult to understand. I will paste them over there and then we'll walk through that, okay. So first class is, as I said, is the wrapper, which will hold the full component. So its position is relative set because so that the overlay can be made absolute, and then we can put it on the upper left corner, and it should cover the full drawer background. So overlay covers that one, and full width, full height, and then it has a background and slightly opaque. You can adjust this opacity according to your requirements. And then initially opacity is 0, and then it has a bit transition also, because once it will be shown, and then once overlay will be hidden, so it should have some, at least some transition, so which attracts user attention. And it, and pointer events also none, so because we cannot click on that one. And then one more class which will show the overlay, which will show it fully in the UI. Opacity becomes 1, and the pointer events also become active, which we were not possible, so that clicking on the overlay should fire an event, click event. And then this is the drawer, which position is absolute. Why? Because we want it to be absolute position, and then put it on the extreme right side of the component, and then top is 0, right is 0, and the width is, initially width is 25, but we can set the width also draw to the drawer width, but unless otherwise it will have a 25%. And its height is fully, it will fully occupy the height of the parent. And the background is kept white. There is a little bit shadow also, you can adjust it according to your requirements. And then it's a transform translate property, initially 100%, and then transition also a bit of animation, and the opacity is initially 0. And then once it opens, it translates x to the 0, because visible opacity becomes 1. Why? Because once it shows, otherwise the content into the drawer will be distorted while hiding it, and then that's why we can have um, some some better user experience, and then content won't be affected with that one. And then we have a close, which will close the drawer. It will restore it to the initial settings of this one and that one, same. And then we have a close button also. Um, this one button is by default provided into the drawer itself. So clicking on it, it will close, but you can skip that fully and then have your own button down there, or maybe in the middle, or maybe the top right corner of the drawer. So this is the CSS. Very simple, not so complicated, the needed one only. And then we have already got the properties over here, and then we have our component divs over there, and then we have an overlay as well. and then all that things. But we need to do some arrangements over here. As I said, the body template should have, let me explicitly set the uh, width to the 100%. Otherwise, you can create a class as well. I forgot to do that. You can create a class over here, so that you can move that settings to the class. Okay, and height as well, 100%. Explicitly, just want to make sure that it occupies the full width of the drawer wrapper. Okay, so these two settings over there, and then to the target also, we need to have conditionally we want to show hide this one. So if the is open property we have over here, so if it is true, then we should show, then apply the is open class, otherwise arc the close one. So let's have that class equals the basic one, the drawer, which it must have, and then conditionally you can say is open. If it is open, then um, open. So we have that already defined in the CSS, otherwise close. Okay, so it will conditionally apply, so it depends upon the this parameter, and this is how it work. And the width also, because we have the parameter for the width, so we need to set conditionally, so it can be only used through style, because we cannot have a class for this one for dynamic width, and it will overwrite the width what is in the class. Raw width. Okay, 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 seems fine for the drawer, and seems fine for the body template as well. uh, for the overlay, we need to, oh yeah, I missed that one. It's a drawer overlay, not the overlay, so we change that. Okay, and now it should also be shown or hidden um, as the drawer opens. So same condition which is over here for the um, conditional applying the class for open and close states, so we need over here, but we have a separate classes for the drawer over here. So for the overlay, show overlay, and then all that, so we need to change that. If it's open, then different, then it will say show overlay, show overlay, otherwise hide overlay. mm, is that hide overlay is not over here, but if we strip off the show overlay, so it will become the to the last state, so it's okay. We can miss that. Okay, so it should not do anything then. Yeah, so this seems fine, the code, which looks good, and then all that. So this open drawer, and then the CSS. So I have already created the demo page to save time. Draw demo, yeah. So over here we will have our test our custom drawer component over here. Okay, let's do that over here. Okay, so let's have a drawer. Yeah, it's over here, and then we need to define certain settings. Render node as well. Interactive server. Okay, so over here, first we will define the we can see the width also over here at the same time, drawer width equals 25%, but you can adjust it for sure. Okay, and then the body template, body template, and also the target template, which is actually the drawer. Okay, so over here we can display anything of our choice. We can display a paragraph. Um, so we can say this is a drawer. Okay, and over here we can show any different thing. So I have the lorem some text, so we can use that. So we can use that. Uh, okay. But actual application, you can possibly you can have a table over here with, let's say, some records for customers, maybe, and then once you click on the one of the name or any cell in the table, and then this drawer opens, then it gives you a chance to edit that row. So this is one possibility. Otherwise, you can have use the drawer for filtering the table for something, but there are endless possibilities you can. So let's try this out first, then see how does it look. Yeah, it shows the contents over there, but there is no drawer because by default that's hidden. Um, shall we have a button over here somewhere, um, or a quick button, which can say something, toggle drawer. So idea is that when I will click on that one, and then once if it is open, it will close. Otherwise, it will show up. So um, one click. Let's write down a function toggle drawer. So we need to write down over here. Wait. Usually we write this in the code behind, but for the sake of demo only, we are writing in the same file. And then we need to have a flag also. Is open. Is open. So it will do nothing, but just inverse of the is open. So is open equals not is open. So if it is open, it will be, if it's true, it will become false. It's false, then it will become true. Now we need to bind that one over here. Now that's interesting. So we want to get this is open value back into this page also. So we rather than one side binding, we'll use two-way binding, and then we will have um, two-way binding over here, which is very interesting. Public event callback, and then rule, and then we must call it is open changed. Okay, get set. So now it is a two-way binding, because now I can use the bind over here rather than having set value to this. So I can say bind is open equals is open. Why? Because the button is into the parent. The button is not in. We want to control the drawer from the page itself. So it must know that. So what's the value of the bind? So that's why we are using two-way binding. And then over here as well. And then over here as well. So initially it should be false, but if we don't do that, then it should be false. Okay. So it's false. We have a toggle drawer button. We click on that one. It will show up, and then but over here we need to do we already have some arrangements over here with the is open, and then over here as well we are receiving it, and then all that. So let's try this out. Drawer. Yeah, it shows up. and then it goes back. See, it shows, but we need to adjust the height of this the parent one so that it shows nicely, and you don't have the border as well. So it shows, but we need to work on this. Let me increase the height of let's wrap this into a div actually, and give the height to this, because it will definitely reside in container. And then I can say style equals like width. We can control width as well. Okay, let's have 100%. And then height, we will have less height actually, so that maybe 600 px. And then that's it. That's it. And then let us see. Yeah, much better. It shows up and then it goes away, but it doesn't have the border around that one. So one idea is that one we can have border into the parent, I mean into the page. Then another one, and you can adjust this also, opacity, which is slightly darker seems to me, uh, is 3. So, oh, note 1. Yeah, 1 is much better actually, because yeah, 1. So it's good. Yeah. So you can have a border also around this. So otherwise you can have a border also um, into the drawer class. But if you have that one, then if you don't want the border, you already have a border of the container, then you need to remove. So it's better to have the border into the container over here. So I can say border, but it's a choice. You can solid 1px light gray. You can adjust the gray color also. And let us see that. Definitely you can style it according to your requirements. Uh, yeah, seems fine actually, because now at least we can show where something ends and where something starts. So this was the text over there. You can see that how smoothly it moves and then hides itself, shows up and then hides, shows up. And we are controlling it from the outside, because think this button as a show filter, then it shows on the sidebar and then you can hide it also. And then it can be also a form to enter data entry, like if it is a customer list, then your name, city, balance, and all that. Down there you have a footer and header, nice header and footer into that one, and then it works. And then one thing more, if I click on the overlay, it should close, which it doesn't. Definitely I can control it from the button, but over clicking on here also, which is much convenient. So it's not so difficult. We already have the events trigger on and off by clicking on the overlay. So if we show up, then it attracts the events, but if it's hidden, then it doesn't. So just need to capture the click event uh, for the we can for the overlay over here. So I can say on click equals hide drawer. So this method. So if you click on that one, it will call the hide drawer method, which we will write in a while. So then the drawer will be hidden. So over here, private void hide drawer. It does nothing, but um, set the is open to false first thing. And remember that it's a two-way binding. We must notify to the parent also that drawer is closed. So is open change dot what async is open. So that's it. That is it. And then, yep, seems fine. Let's try this out. Okay, it shows up, hides, shows up, hides, and definitely you can control this from there. So this was the drawer. Let's walk through the code once again. So we have a custom component. We have basically two parts. Okay, three. One is the body. Let me, yeah, so that we can see the on side by side, so that it makes easy to understand. Okay. See, it's responsive also, it adjusts itself, and then we can definitely adjust the width also. So it has two parts, basically three. Okay, so one is the overlay, which is shown over here, and then the full wrapper also. So body, so body means the part which stays static, actually the main area of the component. And then the target one. Target component is template is nothing but the drawer itself. So it shows and opens according to the flag. It has a nice classes attached to it, which gives it an animation while opening and closing, and some other things also. And then we can adjust the width, which we can set through the parameter. And then it's very simple, actually. Nothing's too complicated. All that required needed ones are very simple logic. So we have body template fragment, and then we have a target, and then we have a drawer width also, and then is open. That's very interesting because we want to control opening and closing from the outside. So we have, and then it's a two-way binding, and then we have a function method which just shows hides the um, drawer by clicking on the overlay. And then if you look at the as I said, a very simple HTML as well. And then we have a CSS, which seems a bit comprehensive, but it's not that. So we have the main wrapper, the position relative with the width of height. It should fully occupy the width and height of the parent. And then overflow is hidden because we don't want to show the overflow. If there is overflow, they should be shown separately for the drawer part and the body part. So then we have overlay, which is stuck to the top left corner and extend itself to the full width and height of the parent, and then the background opacity and all that. So the pointer events, and then a class to show it, and we don't need to hide it because we strip off the show overlay, so it will be hidden already. And then we have a drawer, which is positions absolute and stuck to the right side of the main component. And then so it has a width height initially 25%, but we can set that. And then background, you can set it under shadow and all that stuff. So, and then once it opens, then it shows itself and then sets the opacity to 1. And then once it is in closed state, it translates to the 100%, and then opacity is set 0. And then we have a close button we have not used yet, but if you want, then quickly we can have that. We can have that. Let's say, yeah, over here actually, but you can adjust it. Just throwing an idea, not. You can have a nice cross uh, button, like okay, on click, on click equals hide drawer. So actually, let me do it in a different way. Now, so you have a header also for the drawer, which already have a button into that one, which you can use to hide that one, and there's a body, and same way you can also make place for the footer as well. So drawer has a header and footer, and the body will inject from the parent, and then yeah, you can have one more fragment of the drawer footer, like I have that one, and then maybe the drawer header as well, or you can have a title also, which can be supplied from the demo page over here. So just right now, I just want to show you the close button, which is might not be so great, but just wanted to show you the functionality and the possibility we can extend this drawer to. So we have a button, so it should be definitely on the right side, and there should be a title. It does that. See, we can close it from here as well, or you can have but you have a footer, a nice footer over here, which you can have footer template and then a big button over here to close. You can close from there as well. So this is how it works. So that was it for now.